Hello, it's your friend DoubleByte, and we're going to try something new. So, I was going to do a really long Dominions 4 play since I have a couple hours to myself. I'm actually home on a Saturday, which is very rare. But my roomie wanted to go to Burlington Coat Factory, so I decided to go with him. I don't get to spend a lot of time with him. We're both pretty reclusive. And, I figured it'd be nice. But it's going to be like a half hour, like a 45-minute walk each way, because the public transit's still striking. So, anyway. Long story short, I want to spend some time with him, but I also try to upload videos pretty regularly, and I don't know how much time I'll have later today. So I'm going to just do a Lightspeed review of every game on my channel, as fast as I can, in pretty much backwards order. So, here we go. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. JRPG, I think early 2000s. So, I really like this game. A lot of that so far is nostalgia. I'm not really that engaged in it again yet, except that I am. I criticize it a lot, but I want to keep going every time I play. So that's a really good sign. So pros of it, I love the atmosphere, music's decent, visuals are really satisfying. I know a lot of cool stuff happens later, so that's also motivating me forward, and the plot is really interesting. Con, level design is very sparse, the random encounter rate is insane, and battles do take a fairly long time, especially early on. So it can be a little tedious. So overall, I'm gonna give it I think 6.5, 7 out of 10, with probably 8 out of 10 once I start getting into the meat of it. Terraria. So Terraria is my absolute most played game of all time on Steam. I think I have 300 hours in it or something intense like that. I really love this game. I'm not sure if it comes off in my videos. I tend to be a little more subdued in them. And I don't gush about it because it's not the kind of game I gush about, I play it in a burst, play through a campaign of it, and then stop for a while. But I love playing with friends. The updates are all amazing. They're so good at adding decorative content, late game content, early game content. Multiplayer works smoothly and is pretty fun. They have a new crossover with Dungeon Defenders coming up, which, I don't like Dungeon Defenders, the crossover looks awesome because it adds tower defense elements. It's just a game that's grown with me over time, and I don't get to say that very often. And it is what it is. I can't really think of areas where it's trying to do what it does, and it does them badly, You might not like the game that much or find it that fun, but there's few areas where I feel like I can go, wow, you should have done that better. So overall, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I just really love this game, and I'm going to keep on playing it for a long-ass time to come. Dominions 4. So I love this game, and clearly a lot of y'all love this game, because you keep on watching my damn videos. So, this game is brilliant. This game is maddening. It's so complicated, but it's really creative, it's really varied. I don't give a shit about graphics, so I don't mind that the graphics are, really outdated. I think the combat's really clever, a bit tedious to watch, but really cleverly done. But it does have some issues. I find the mid to late game, as you've seen by the fact that I've never gotten to the mid to late game or mid-late game to late game, I find it kind of tedious. The micro is really intense, and the tactics, you need to be on top of your tactics once you start dealing with higher level spells and units. I find that the game can be really memorization based and opaque. Knowing what a unit does, you can find it's Nagas in a random gray square, and 4 Nagas wipe out 20 people. So there's a lot of memorization, trying to remember what all the things do, what all the interactions are, and it's a lot of cognitive load. So, but I keep on playing it. So, I want to give it maybe 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I love this game. I think it has some distinct things that I have issue with, but I never want to stop playing, It's where I get to the mid game and I want to start a new game, but it's not a bad thing. Okay, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Really not sold on this game yet. I love the genre of dungeon crawlers, but I feel like this game is cute, but the levels aren't thematic. Graphics are okay. Gameplay's a little tedious. It's a little hard to use special moves. I've heard it gets really good later on, both by my friend Runner, and I also saw a non-spoilery GIF online, and people commenting, "Oh, the ending was so good." So I'm gonna stick with it. But right now, it's a 4 out of 10. It's just not that interesting right now. But I do have some faith in it. Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain, oh my god. I have played so much of this game in my time, and obviously I still like it in bursts, but I don't think it's aged the most for me. I really would have liked some variety, more variety of stages. The artifact system is cool, but I haven't really played with it yet. Never really tried multiplayer. So there's a lot of areas of the game I haven't explored, but as far as how it's changed in 2 years, it hasn't grown. It hasn't given me more to do. It's just given me more ways to do it. Maybe I'll change when I have the new classes so I can get some more variety going. But right now, I could see myself picking it up once in a while, but it's definitely not doing it for me as much as it used to. So as far as I'm enjoying it, I'd say 6 out of 10. As far as like what it can provide for people, I'd say 7 out of 10. I think it's a really well done game. It's made by like 2 people. I really admire that. It's just that there are a lot of little things that could be better, I feel. And there's a lot of tedium that could be avoided. Overwatch, it's like the only game of this type I like. I don't really like shooters. It's clever. The lore is so cool. Like, I need to dive into the lore. My friend talked to me for 3 hours about the lore, my friend B, and it's amazing. And they do a really good job of showing that in game. I find it much more engaging than something like TF2. It's not kind of a game I play super often, especially alone, just because I played a lot of it, and but I find it a great social game. Like, when people are online, I can just play for a long-ass time. So I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. I really think it's well done. Lore's great. I don't know, I just think it's a really fun game if you want that game. Okay, Magicka. Magicka's really cool. A lot of good concepts. I love the idea of combining spells to do other things. I find it runs really poorly. Like, it's not a new game, and I have a fairly new computer that can run everything else I play, and it lags and stutters. But it's cute. It's fun. It has a good sense of humor. Like, and that's big on me in games. Like, I find that a lot of games have a shitty sense of humor. Like, friggin' Magicite had a terrible sense of humor. But, like, it's fun, it's cute, it's really fun in multiplayer, actually. I really enjoyed playing with Eowyn and her partner. So, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I like it. Not my favorite, but I'll keep playing it. I won't play it single player, but I'll happily play it multiplayer. And that counts for a lot. But yeah. Since I'm rating mostly on single player experience, I think I could just give it a 6 out of 10. I'm a harsh judge. Path of Exile. Yeah, so I played like 4 hours of it in one sitting. And it was both tedious and really cool, and like, maybe I'm just not a fan of the dungeon crawl hack and slash genre. You know, I didn't grow up on Diablo or anything, so I don't know. But I found it satisfying. I liked the spell system, like the rune system. I liked the variety of items. I felt like you could do cool shit. The scenes in which you did cool shit felt, oh cool, I'm fighting a horde of zombies again. But you could fight the horde of zombies in like 4 different ways of making it badass. So it makes you feel good. It's a feel-good kind of game in some weird-ass ways. And I love their kind of sphered grid-ish system. And I'm terrible at enunciating, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's not my kind of game, but I think it's a really good version of this kind of game. And at some point I will go back to it when I'm feeling it. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I don't think the flaws with it are are like flaws with the game. I think the flaws of it that I find are just elements of the genre, and I don't really see games of this genre that don't do those things. I guess Magicka is kind of similar in genre, but I think there's a certain something with this kind of game that this game has, and I just don't want that much. Star Control 2. Really, really good for the time period. The plot is really good. Voice acting is really good. It's really, really good, except for the core gameplay, which sucks. Like, core mining gameplay is really dull. Kinda neat, but really dull. The ship fighting is really cool. Every ship has its own abilities. They play very differently, but it's very punishing. It's very, you lose the ship and you are kinda fucked. And then you're just like, I don't want to play anymore. So, but it's really innovative. the things that it's good at, it's really good at, and I want to keep playing it. The things that it's not good at are just like, So I think if I'm trying to review it based on what I know of the time period, I'd give it 8 out of 10, solidly. Based on my experience with it now, I'm thinking, I have to say 5 out of 10. It's just really hard for me to get to the 6 out of 10. It's really hard for me to get to the parts I want to be playing. And that's a tough thing to overcome. Okay, I'm actually going through my playlists, so I need to see what the next video is. Bastion. Straight up, I didn't like this game. It's pretty. I found the narration more annoying than anything else, but the music is great. I could see people enjoying the gameplay. It was just not a game I ever enjoyed. And for that, I have to give it, I think, 4 out of 10. I just never got into it. I have no interest in playing it again. It's just not my cup of tea. And I know I've tried to give reviews based on what other people might feel, but I feel like there are enough flaws that make me dislike this game because I really should like this game. So, stick with my 4 out of 10. Maybe 5 out of 10 if I'm feeling generous, but that's my gut instinct, so I'm going to go with that. Let's see. Okay, so Centipede. I don't know why I stopped playing that, because I found it really fun. I guess I just kind of forgot about it, which can happen. It got terrible reviews, but I don't know. Maybe I got really frustrated at the end and didn't like it as much. Oh wow, it has 20 views? What the fuck? Anyway, I don't know. I liked it. I haven't had the urge to go back to it, but I think it's actually really fun, really solid, and a kind of a good update of an arcade game. I think it gets a bad rap. I love the use of sound. I love that spiders have their own jingle, that gets louder as they get closer to you, that scorpions have their own jingle. I think it's really good in that regard. I just find it really fun for what it is, and it's like one of my first video games I ever played. So, yeah, I'll honestly give it a 7 out of 10. It has its flaws, it's dated, but it's fun for what it is. The random Steam game I played, Aquaria, just didn't grip me. Wasn't terrible, but wasn't good. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. I don't want to be too harsh on it. It's one of those kind of random indie games, but nothing about it was like, hey, let me keep playing this. So, God, I play a lot of games. Not only Korea, which was the reverse tower defense game. Don't really remember it that well. I think it was fine if you want a reverse tower defense game. 6 out of 10. Didn't really, I don't know why that alarm. Didn't really leave an impact on me. Anodyne, again, didn't really leave an impact on me. Top-down, Legend of Zelda-ish RPG, but I felt like it didn't have much personality. I didn't want to keep going. Might be a genre thing, but it didn't grip me in a way that I feel like an RPG needs to grip you. I'm gonna be real harsh. 3 out of 10. Didn't think it was that pretty. Didn't think that music was that good. Didn't think the plot was that good. I have nothing nice to say about it, so I'm gonna be harsh. Anachronics. It feels dated, especially graphically, and it was a pain in the ass to record, which is one of the reasons I haven't actually gotten back to it. But I want to. It's really interesting. It feels like a cool world. It feels like there's going to be cool mechanics. I really want to go back to it. I'm having trouble giving it a rating because I played so little of it, and I feel like it's the game that you really need to get to the meat of it. So I'll give it, from what I experienced, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. But I feel like it's going to go a lot higher if I ever get back to it. Another random-ass game. I think it was, The Adventures of Shuggy. It was fine. Some clever puzzles, but it was a Flash game. That's basically it. 5 out of 10. If you want to play a Flash game in browser form, in non-Flash form, go for it. If not, you can skip it. Lemmings. Lemmings is just Lemmings, it's one of those games where it's so unique. Although I think there's a Cthulhu version of Lemmings coming out where you have to you can turn your Lemmings into monsters, and that's really cool. And I really like the music in Lemmings. I'm endeared by the fact that it's hosted by a metal band site. I don't know. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It is what it is in a really endearing and enjoyable way. Actually, 6 out of 10, because there are some interface issues if your lemmings are stacked. It's really hard to give them specific commands. Like, if you aren't quick with your blocker, you can be in a world of hurt. And, I don't know how to prevent that, but it is really annoying. So, dropping it 6 out of 10. Rogue Legacy. I don't know if I've ever played a game that much and made zero progress. And actual, like, plot and battles and stuff. But I find it a really relaxing game. Again, it has a good sense of humor. It knows how to make a fart joke. That's hard. Like, I find the mechanics are really good. The fairy chest system is really neat. They'll be able to lock the castle and practice again. Is really cool. I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. I haven't played it in a while, but I really enjoy this game. Let's see. Castlevania Circle of the Moon. It's a Castlevania game. There is a lot of backtracking. The maps are hell. It can get really repetitive. I enjoyed it a lot, and I don't know why. It's kind of one of those things. Music is really good. I don't know. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. I enjoy it more than I think it deserves. And Circle of the Moon I don't think is the best in the genre. But there's something fun about it. There's something endearing and enjoyable about it. So, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Shovel Knight, I don't really remember why I dropped off with it. It's a really good platformer. The ice level blows, but that's always the case. But it's a really good platformer, really fun, amazing boss battles. Like, I did not think the boss battles were going to be good based on how simple the gameplay is. But really good, really endearing, and the towns are fun. I've heard that the DLCs are really cool. Like, you get to play as the Plague Knight. I think that was another one. So they're clearly, like, expanding the world and giving you a really good variety of things to do. So, I might go back to it, I might not. Haven't been feeling the urge for that kind of game. But I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I thought it was really well made and exceeded my expectations a lot. It really surprised me. Oh, Rayman 2. Oh, Rayman 2. Very much a nostalgia game. Nowhere near as hard as I remember. A lot of fun ideas. Overall enjoyable, but has that, classic third-person action-adventure camera issues, polygons everywhere. It doesn't hold up great, but it has a really strong place in my heart. I'll go to 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. If you're nostalgic for it, it didn't let me down. It didn't let me up, but it didn't let me down. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, but mostly for nostalgia, but I didn't hate it while I was playing it again, 20XX, really enjoyed this game, haven't played it in a while. It has the problem of Risk of Rain of being a little repetitive, but it's engaging. I feel like it's the kind of game where you play more and do get a little better at least, but it's also pretty upgrade dependent, and it has that RNG element. Like, there's some upgrades where you just do better, like double jump, you are now in a better place. Better weapon, you are now in a better place. I really want to play with Runner at some point. We keep on saying we're going to, but it's been 4 months since I've recorded a video, so who knows when it'll actually happen, but I really want to try multiplayer. It's really well made. It's a great homage to the Mega Man series, and is a really good member of that series, I would say. It's not for everyone. It's not incredibly for me at this point in time, but I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's really well made. It's really well done. It's doing the thing that it's doing, and it's doing it well. And I admire that a lot. God, I play a lot of games. League of Legends. I love League. I haven't played it in a while. I haven't had the urge to. I find the core gameplay really satisfying. Just the process of last hitting, the combat, the team fights, the strategy. I honestly find it pretty fun to watch. It deserves to be as popular as it is. When I look at other MOBAs, there's just things about them that I don't want. That I feel like they try to change from League in ways that don't help. Maybe I'll try another MOBA in a while, but I don't know. And League's community is notoriously bad, but I don't know. I feel like I really appreciate what Riot's doing. I really appreciate what they try to do with the design, what they try to do with skins. I'll give League an 8 out of 10. I have a lot of time in it. I derive a lot of enjoyment and a lot of social enjoyment out of it. I think it's a really good game, personally. I think it's going in good directions, too. Well, I played a lot of 20XX. And we're back to Dominions block. I didn't switch up my games as much as I try to do now. Back to Rogue Legacy. My first Terraria videos where I died a lot. Oh, I'm getting all nostalgic from my old videos. Wow, do I play any different games? Oh yeah, I know one or two that are coming up. There we go. So Darkest Dungeon. I didn't really like it that much the first time I played because I was expecting it to be more psychological and less statistical. Like, the psychological ailments you get are all statistical buffs and debuffs. I really like the way you can construct a team, though. I like that they all are good at different things, but they all have a variety of skills. And that you'll want to switch it up for different areas. I like the exploration system. It's a bit random, it's a bit brutal, but it's satisfying in its own way. I like the narration, I like the art style. I think it's really good. I wish I could have played it more on the stream, but it notoriously has issues with OBS, and I could not figure out how to fix it. So I'll give Darkest Dungeon a 7 out of 10. It has its own style, it's doing its own thing, and I admire that. And I did really enjoy it a lot more than I used to on a later playthrough. And now I'm thinking of other games I want to review, but I think I'll do that in a different video where I can assemble that list. And this one will be just focused on, games I've done on the channel. Crypt the Necrodancer. Crypt the Necrodancer is awesome. It's a great rhythm game. It's a lot of fun. It has a lot of character. The different characters are all really good. Boss battles are pretty good. I feel like they get, I don't know. Some of the boss battles are really good. Some of them are not the best. That's just my memory. The enemy variety is nice. I like that the enemies, the later palace enemies, build on what you know about them before, and then switch that up in really cool ways. Crypt the Necrodancer, 8 out of 10. It's really charming. It's unique. It's really well done. I really enjoy it. And I probably should play more of it. I just haven't had the urge in a while. And that's actually everything. Cool. Well, hope this video was enjoyable. I just wanted to give kind of like a retrospective of the games I've played and some loose recommendations. I'll probably do more review videos in the future because I like talking a lot, and I found this actually really fun to record. And now I'm going to go to Burlington Coat Factory in a little bit. So, until next time, DoubleByte out.